Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean collection. I have the eyeshadow palette and the blush palette. I believe there were some lippies with the collection too. I didn't end up picking those because what I just really wanted was the eyeshadows and the blushes, face products. It's not all blushes, it's highlighters too. Anyways, so I purchased these at Ulta and I will list below the prices and I will link them as well if they're still available. I'm pretty sure they are. So this is the eyeshadow palette. Beautiful packaging. Look at that. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm not sure if it's out or what. Probably won't see it till it comes on video anyways. We don't go to the theater a lot, but this is just beautiful packaging. So when you open the palette, there are the eyeshadows. So there are 18 eyeshadows in this palette and it also comes with this eyeliner, which is usually their palettes don't come with eyeliners. Usually their palettes come with either a brush and or an eyeshadow primer. So I was really excited to see that this one came with an eyeliner instead because I have primers to last me a lifetime, but I have never tried Lorac's eyeliners before, or at least I have. That's not true. I have, but not in black. And so I was super stoked to try it in black. And I am wearing it today and I love this eyeliner. This eyeliner is such a good addition. So it's in the shade black and it's just your perfect black eyeliner. It's super pigmented. It goes in the waterline so well. It's twist up, which you know I love. And I don't know, I just think it's a really awesome thing that they added in this palette. It makes me very happy. This also comes with a mirror, as you can see, a really nice big mirror. I've really been enjoying that. And it kind of stays up on its own a little bit unless you were to bend it all the way back, then it probably wouldn't, which is fine. But yeah, so that's the packaging. And then of course there is a compartment here you will see, which if you purchase just the eyeshadow palette, it comes empty. Excuse my hair. It comes empty, but it is designed to go with the blush palette, which is sold separately. However, it fits in here perfectly. Just like that. So, you know, you can travel with this or store them together. I do store them together so that they're always together when I have them. It's just really cool. You know, I think it's neat that they kind of coordinate and go together, but then you can buy them separately if you don't want the eyeshadows, if you don't want the blush, you know. So I don't know. I think that that's cool. So again, here is the blush palette. It is sold separately. It comes with a mirror of its own, which I think is really nice in case you don't want to buy the eyeshadow palette. You'll still have a mirror to use with it. And then pretty like astral print, so pretty. Yeah, I keep calling it a blush palette. It's really a face palette. As you can see, there's really 3 shades that I use as blush, and then these 3 are highlighters for me. It's going to depend on your skin tone, but I think that's generally how it's going to end up for most people. This Lost Soul shade is the only blush I'm wearing today, and it actually turned out a lot darker on my skin than you would think looking at it, which I really like. It's this nice natural blush. It's perfect if you're going for some of the darker colors in the eyeshadow palette to have this nice really neutral light blush, subtle blush, you know. So I think that's really nice. All of these highlighters are really nice. Let's just go ahead and swatch this one first, and then I'll swatch the eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to start by swatching the blushes. So this is Lost Soul, Caribbean, and Bold Spirit. Bold Spirit is super shiny. You can see in the pan it's very pink, but on my finger it looks super shiny. And there they are swatched on the hand. The matte shades are so blendable, so soft and nice, not patchy at all. And that shimmer shade is just nothing less than what you would expect from Lorac, just bam, super intense awesomeness. Then I'll just swatch the highlighting shades for you. By the way, these are the same formula, I'm pretty sure, as the Lorac Color Source blushes and highlighters, which is such a fantastic formula. I love it. So the formula of these is just really great. So here we have Fortune, Destined, and Star Reader. And all 3 of these have shimmer in them, obviously, because they're highlighters. Oh my goodness, look at that. So beautiful. They're really beautiful, and obviously they're very, very intense here the way that I swatch them, but they do blend out really easily. Like all of you might hear me use the word user friendly when I'm doing the tutorial, because I feel like Lorac products are very user friendly. Like they're very intense, but then you can blend them out easily, you know? It's like you can get that intense color, but it's not going to be stuck intense. Like if it's too intense for you, you can easily blend it out, and I think that that makes it really great for beginners and just really user friendly, great for time savers too. So there are those. This gold one, Star Reader is what I'm wearing today, and I will have a tutorial at the end of this video briefly just to show you how I created the eyes and the face look. Okay, so I give this blush palette an A+. This is fantastic. I adore it. I love all their blushes. Really, really great. Definitely recommend this. Okay, back to the eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these by threes as well so you can see all the shades, but I just wanted to give you another overview. And again, I believe these are the same formula as the Lorac Pro Shadows, which is kind of unusual. Up until I think this year, when Lorac would come out with limited edition palettes, they would not be the same formula as the Pro Shadows. They would be decent, but they wouldn't be as soft, as creamy, as blendable. They just weren't the same. The last couple palettes that I've gotten from Lorac, I'll show you. These two palettes that both came out this year are the same, if not very, very comparable to the Lorac Pro formulas. So I think Lorac has listened to their fans and they are starting to use that Pro formula even in their limited edition palettes, which is really great. It makes the palettes a much better buy, just a better quality palette. So the formulation of these is amazing. There is a good mix of mattes and shimmers in here and a really nice mix of some fun bright colors and a lot of neutrals too. A lot of cooler tones, kind of goes with the tone of the palette itself and probably the tone of the movie, I think. You know, lots of like ocean, sea adventure, and then you have some like gold, treasure, pirate colors, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so let's just jump right into these swatches. So first we have Ghostly, Starry Night, and Compass. Like two of my favorite shades right here. So this one's Ghostly. Starry Night is this amazing, amazing blue. And then Compass is this really pretty kind of wheat gold shade. It's not super gold, but that's like the closest closest metallic that it comes to, I think. So yeah, I'm wearing both of these today, the blue and the gold, but again, you'll see what I'm wearing in the tutorial. Are those. Next shades we have our Arg, Black Pearl, and Yoho. So we have Arg, Black Pearl, and Yoho. I didn't swatch enough of Arg. I'm afraid to dig my finger too much into them because they are so soft that you can kick up a lot of powder. There's those really pretty shades. That Black Pearl is very pearlescent. I like it. I like it a lot. This shade Yoho I'm not as crazy about, partly because there's another shade in the palette very similar to this that I actually prefer. So I kind of wish this one was different. I'll get into that more at the end in my overview, but there are those. Next we have Bones, Silver Mist, and Treasure. So we have Bones, Silver Mist, and Treasure. So Bones barely showed up because I didn't dip a lot in again, but there's some more. You can see just a really pretty neutral matte, one of those gotta have it in the palette kind of shades. Next we have Tell No Tales, Shiver Me, and Cursed. Oh, we have Tell No Tales, Shiver Me, and Cursed. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this black does have tiny pieces of gold glitter in it. That Tell No Tales is really pretty too. It's totally an everyday color for me. And starting in the last row, we have Maddie, like matey, only matte, because it's a matte shade. Lost at Sea and Pirate's Chest. So this is Maddie, Lost at Sea, and Pirate's Chest. Maddie, obviously that one's a matte. Lost at Sea has a little bit of a sheen to it, but it doesn't really show up. It kind of shows up, but no, it's mostly matte. And then I forgot what this one was called. Pirate's Chest. I like this one a lot. You can't really tell because it blends into my skin perfectly, which is why I like it. It's a really good blending color for blending the edges out of an eyeshadow look. And then the last three we have Sea Haze, Menace, and Silent Mary. So Sea Haze, Menace, and Silent Mary. I would say Menace is the closest we have to a true black other than the one that has gold glitter in it. It's a little bit of green, I want to say, which is kind of cool, like a dark ocean green, but it looks pretty black, so you're going to get that good depth effect using that in the palette. And then Silent Mary there. So there are the swatches. As you can see, the colors are beautiful. The pigmentation is absolutely amazing. Just quality standard for Lorac is always up there. I always expect nothing less. Honestly, when I first got this palette, I was kind of having trouble creating a ton of looks because there's just not a lot of shades. Like, how can I say this? Like, it's not super laid out for you what you can do, you know? It's not like divided into quads or anything like that. I mean, I guess it kind of could be, I don't know. But, you know, I was obviously really drawn to the green, really drawn to the blue and this red, and it took me a couple of different trials to really get to a point where I felt like I had a good grasp on what to do with the colors. And I think that's the only sort of deciding factor that I can't judge for you guys is whether or not you're going to use these colors. I personally am using these colors a ton. I think they did a really good job of the matte shades too, which is really important in a palette like this that has a lot of deep, dark, bright, intense statement colors, that you do have those matte shades to work with as well, so that you can, you know, get a natural look if you want, but also you can really work with the darker shades to kind of blend them out and make them fit into your particular skin tone and your particular preferences. So I think those matte shades are super important, and I think they did a really good job with those. A really good variety of shades. They have a lot of really nice highlighting shades. Shiver Me is my all-time favorite highlighter shade. I want to compare these three. I'm going to compare Silver Mist, Shiver Me, and Yoho, just because I am really curious, because they seem very similar to me. So there's Silver Mist, Shiver Me, and Yoho. Shiver Me is what I'm using on my brow bone, and it's like I can't stop using it on my brow bone. It's so beautiful. So, okay, yeah, so they're different, but I don't know if they're different enough that they all three need to be in the palette. I honestly, if I was creating this palette or critiquing this palette, which I am, this shade Yoho is probably the one that I would remove, and I would like a even brighter gold, like a more golden gold in there. I really love Compass, I do, but I wouldn't mind if there was even more of like an intense sort of pirate's treasure chest gold type of thing in there, because that would just really put it would broaden the amount of looks that we could create with this. So that's it. But other than that, I give this palette an A+. It is fantastic. It's awesome. If you think you're going to use the colors and you don't mind that it's a little bit bulky, definitely go for this, because the quality is totally there. I don't know if you can hear the noise outside. They're working on our pool, which they've been working on for weeks and weeks, and they had to stop because they didn't have the right permits, and I'm just glad they're working on it because we are ready for our pool. It's the middle of June, for goodness sakes. Like, we are ready for our pool to be filled. So I'm not complaining, but I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much. So now that you have my opinions and my overview of the palette, let's get into the quick tutorial where I show you how I created this look on my face today. I do start with my foundation, powder, and brows already done, so we don't have to waste time on that, but I do the rest of my face on camera, so let's go there now. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. Lorac does make a very, very good eyeshadow primer. However, I'm going to use this one because this one is a little bit thicker and has a little bit more of like a lighter base, so that it's going to make the colors pop a little more. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using bright colors for this look. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet, but I have a feeling. The last 2 days I've used this palette, I've been so drawn to the blues, so we shall see. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to start with. Okay, so I'm going to start with this shade Compass right here and pack that all over the inner 2/3 of my lid. Okay, so that's about as intense as I can build it up. If I try to pack on any more, I end up just getting a lot of fallout. So that's about as intense as it can get, but I like that. That's really pretty. Now I'm going to go in with this shade Treasure right here. So I started off by packing it pretty thickly in there. Now I'm going to take a fluffy brush and blend it out. Because these shadows blend so nicely, you really can pack on the color and then just easily blend them out, which I just love so much. Very user-friendly. Okay, now I'm going to go on the lower lash line with this blue that I said I cannot resist. This is called Starry Night. So beautiful, you guys. Oh my goodness. All right. I've literally just, every time I reach for this palette, I have to use this blue because it's the prettiest thing ever. So I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. Then I'm just going to take Compass again and kind of blend that into the blue so they blend together on that lower lash line. Okay, now I'm going to take the shade Pirates Chest, which is this really pretty neutral, almost of my skin tone shade. I'm going to use this to blend just kind of all around my shadow. So I'm going to take it on the lower lash line to buff out that blue a little bit, and then I'm also going to bring it up here to kind of blend everything together. And again, as I'm sure you can, I don't know if you can tell or not in camera, but there's a ton of fallout here. And this is my brush when I dip it in once and then I tap it off. I hope you can see that. Like, you gotta tap your brush off, otherwise you're gonna just get tons of fallout and powder in your eyeballs and everything like that. So lots of fallout, but that's pretty standard with Lorac shadows. Okay, and then for an extra finishing touch, I'm going to take the shade Shiver Me right here, which is another one that is just so beautiful, and I'm going to apply that on the brow bone. This is another step you can skip if you don't want that to stand out, but I'm just like, why not? Okay, so there's the eyeshadow completed. I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline with the eyeliner that came in the palette. This is the Lorac Front of the Line Pro Black Eye Pencil. Then I'm just going to line my eyes with the Wet n Wild Skinny Tip eyeliner. For top lash mascara, I'm going to use the Soap & Glory Thick and Fast Flash Extensions Effect Mascara in Wicked Black. And then for lower lashes, I'm just using the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare, what is it called? Skinny Mascara. I always forget what this is called, always. It's in Naked Noir. Lash Tint Mascara, that's what it's called. For lips, I'm just going to fill in lightly my lips with this new Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner. I'm going to do a full review on these soon. I don't know if they're up yet or not. This is in the shade Gone Burgundy. I'm just going to add a little bit of this nude shade in the center. This is the shade Bear to Comment. Okay, now to finish off the look with the cheek palette that is right there. Let's see. So my favorite way to start with this palette is to start with the lightest shade, which is Lost Soul. It almost looks like it's going to be too light for me, and it does barely show up, but I like it because it gives you a really natural, very, very natural flush, and it's a good starting point to like place your blush and then see where you want to place more blush and darker colors and stuff like that. So starting out with this one, and I like that this blush palette comes with a mirror of its own too, so that if you do just buy the blush palette, you have a mirror to use with it. So I feel like you can see a little bit of that color, and that's nice, and I might just leave it like that actually, to be honest, because I like with the more bold eye look, it's nice to have kind of a softer, more subtle cheek look. And I gotta go in with a little bit of highlight. I think I'm gonna start with Star Reader, this pretty like goldy shade, and see how that looks. Ooh, that's intense. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial. I had so much fun creating this look. I seriously cannot stop using this palette. once I got into the groove of like what I liked, what colors I liked and what I like to do with it, there's endless looks that you can create with this, truly, and I absolutely love it. So let me know if you have any questions on this palette, or if you have any requests for maybe looks you'd like to see on Instagram or something like that with this palette. But yeah, I can't stop using it. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it, definitely. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you all. I hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whenever you're watching this. I don't even know when it's gonna come up, but yes, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to enter my summer giveaway going on. I will link that in the description box below, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.